ones of you to talk about your path. I want to do a quick little overview of the numbers 1 through 9, 11, 22, and 33, because this will be on your recording. And then no matter whose path you go and calculate, you'll be able to apply it to this. And this is quick, it's a mini overview just to help you. If your soul chooses the number 1 to come in as your path, it means you've agreed that this is the lifetime you overcome self-doubt and believe in your authentic self, your different path, and not try to fit in. And then by leading in your unique way, you become a visionary leader on earth. You will rise to the top like cream wherever you go, wherever you work, because other people feel that frequency of leadership within you.
Mhm.
However, your arc of learning is from self-doubt. Why am I so different? Why do I see things differently? Unworthiness to I don't care whether I'm worthy or not. I have a vision that the world needs, and I'm going to bring it forward in my life and work. And that's the energy of 1. We all hit 1 personal years, we all hit 1 pinnacles, and that's the lesson is us saying, I feel like I might be in this all alone right now, but I'm going to believe in myself and my vision and follow my unique path and not be asking other people to approve of me or support me. The 1 is that song back in the 70s. The 1 is the loneliest number. I always remember that song because, in many ways, when you're under the influence of 1, you do feel that you're kind of alone in the journey. And then the 2 comes along, and that's the perfection of these cycles and numbers, is if your soul chose the 2 path, or if you're in a 2 personal year or a 2 pinnacle, you have people coming to be with you, to partner with you, to share with you. It can mean a new love relationship, it can mean a business partner, but you're no longer feeling that you're in all alone. However, you do feel the sensitivity that the 2 brings, meaning you feel what other people are feeling, and now the sensitivity is your struggle. But when you embrace the arc of learning, you lift up out of the pain or the details of physical life, which the 2 can kind of, I'm hurting, and so I'm going to look at the physical details of life and put them in order. Nobody's better at that than the 2 path soul. But when they step up to the higher frequency of the 2, they're just about love and connection. And then we go into the 3. And if your soul picked a 3 path, beautiful Margaret, I believe, is on this. It means you came to be unique and creative and have a brilliant idea in your head of how life should be. But at every step of the lifetime, you're being asked to not try to fit in and instead bring your creative, unique self-expression to your work, to your relationships, to your life. Never try to just be normal. 3 is the energy of creativity, of spark, of excitement, of divine perspective from a higher artistic frequency, even. Many great dancers are 3 path souls, many great actors, just that creative ability, musicians. And the downside of the 3 path being stuck in your head when the arc of learning is to open your heart and work from heart and soul with that creative spark. And when we're in a 3 personal year, it's often the year that we get a lot of creative projects done. Like that book finally really just gets written and it's very unique and very creative. Or our business, it takes a different turn where we're more social and we're more out connecting with people in the world. But in that 3 personal year, still, we're being called to open the heart and get out of the head. And if that's your pinnacle number as well, that's your calling. Then we go to the number 4. Now, I know this well because my path is the 22/4, so it's based in the number 4. 4 is about strength and hard work and responsibility and you just come into your lifetime with this sense that you want to be good and you want to be strong and you're going to do the work to make that happen. And other people may even look at you and go, relax, go out and party or something. And you may even try to do that. But I'll tell you, a four-path soul is happier when they have meaningful work and they are doing their work 24/7 even, that is more in alignment with their happiness. They're not going to enjoy a beach vacation unless there's a little bit of work that they're doing there as well. And the four, you choose it because you want to build your strength. I know that in other lifetimes, I did not work hard. I had different kinds of experiences, and that I believed that maybe I wasn't strong enough. And so I came into this path to say, I'm going to learn physical strength, emotional strength, spiritual strength. Whoa. Okay. So that's been the journey. And how do we learn strength? We have to overcome things. And I laugh as I say it because I'm always going to my spirit guide going, next lifetime, five path. So let me talk about the five. Five, I love five path souls. Lucy, talking about you. Five is a so totally different energy than the four. The four, you work, work, work. You never feel like you're getting it all done. The five comes and says, we are expanded. We're going to enjoy this physical life. We're going to have charisma. We're going to have a whole lot of physicality that we're experiencing on earth. Most beautiful people I've ever known are on the five path. They're just charismatic and they have an ease kind of in their body, certainly that I've never had in my lifetime. And my great famous example is Elizabeth Boisson, who started helping parents heal. She's a five path soul. And you can be in a conference of 1,000 people, and when Elizabeth walks down the hall, every eye turns to go, wow, who is she? That's five path charisma. Because now the five says everything is going to come to you. You don't have to work for it, it's going to come to you. Because what you're trying to learn instead now is how do I choose from higher self, not from every shiny thing that comes my way. And so sometimes people have addiction, physical disorders because of that needing to go to center to make choices for highest good. The lesson of the five is courage and center. And then in a five personal year, you have expansion opportunities, big push of growth. You may even travel. You may have more vacations. The five says, open up, have courage, expand. And then if we go to the six is the number of the heart. The six says, I love every world being because I see their soul. It is the passion of the Christ journey, the Christ consciousness. I understand the good of the soul of humans, and I'm teaching them, reminding them to love one another. That is the energy of the six and the higher frequency of the six, the 33 especially. And I'll get to that in a moment. But the downside, the arc of learning of the six is because you feel everyone's pain and you're so connected to your family, your community, your political world, you will often get pulled off your own center because you're trying to appease or take care of all these other people that you care about in your circles. Many politicians are on the sixth path because they're all about serving the needs of a community. And yet their lesson is they have to also pull back to center and be in alignment with their own heart wisdom. So then we go to the seven. Seven is very spiritual, very analytical, very intuitive. And the seven says, I'm going to perch above the earth, study it, analyze it, and then maybe be a psychologist or a philosopher or a writer. I don't really want to drop down into that physical world and be in the mucky muck. And yet, if you've incarnated on earth, you do have to stand in the earth realm. But the seven, when they are living their highest path, always brings a higher, more spiritual perspective to it. Now, they're going to struggle like everybody else. And when the seven is in the lower frequency of their path, they become very cynical. They're angry at the world for being so messed up. They see the flaws in the world. And then as they take their arc of learning, they embrace a really higher spiritual wisdom that is possible to be. We are all souls on a journey. It goes beyond religion. That is the beauty of the seven. And then we have a seven personal year where we're called to turn inward, to retreat, to write, to trust our intuition, not to try to make things happen in the physical world. And then we hit a seven pinnacle where the whole arc of learning for several years is about embracing that intuitive, spiritual, reflective part of ourselves. And then we go to the number eight. Eight is power. Just remember, if your soul picked the path of the eight, it means you came to understand the right use of power, and you're probably going to mess it up by either giving your power away or abusing your power until you claim it in the right balance. Eight has money involved with it because money is the energy of our current culture. So you're either going to be desperately struggling for money until you decide to go your own way, launch your own company, then you're the millionaire overnight. I know this because I was once married to an eight path soul and I watched him do that total arc there. And he's now a millionaire chocolatier with his own business. When you're on the eight path, you're ultimately learning how to handle great wealth and great power. That's your lesson. So, yeah, it will come to you when you say yes to that. When you're in an eight personal year, your bank is your focus that year because you're either filing bankruptcy or you're bringing in great money, possibly for the first time. Eight is the number of the personal year where we go to the bank or we file bankruptcy, but it's all about the money and the power. Then we hit the 9 year. Boy, nine brings the ultimate culmination of the circle of the cycle of what we're learning and the surrender to the next phase. And if we're on a nine path soul journey, it means we came in as an old soul and we're really trying to wrap up all of the lessons we've learned in our many lifetimes and pass the test, so to speak, by stepping into our compassion and our goodness rather than being disappointed by the world. And that's kind of a hard journey. Many nine paths can get very bitter, disappointed, but when they step into that higher perspective, they're very good at being confident in the physical world and they will succeed easily at whatever they put their mind to. But ultimately, it's about finding grace, compassion, forgiveness, and wisdom. And then in our 9 years, same thing. And here we are in our universal 9 year. Doesn't matter how good we are at navigating the earth right now, as we move into the nine, we're all being called to step up to our wisdom, our compassion, our goodness. And then we go to the master soul numbers, the 11, the 22, and the 33. If you came in on the 11, that means you're bringing deep sensitivity, which is going to be your challenge and your gift, but you also have a pure connection to the divine. And, my beautiful Lisa, for example, is on the 11 path. And she has that deep sensitivity that as a child wounded her in many ways. And I'm not saying that if you come in on a master soul journey that you get it all right and life is easy. The opposite is true. You've signed up for an accelerated growth path because you wanted to become a healer, a helper at the end of the journey. So you're going to learn the pain of humanity on the 11 path. And if you internalize that, and just focus on your own pain, you're not going to get to your potential. So 11 path souls like Lisa gather their tools, their spiritual learning, so that when they're ready, they become these great helper, healers, sensitive, divine teachers on earth. Then we come to the 22, like me, based in the number 4. Get the work done, help shift consciousness. It may not look ordinary to the world, but you have to let go of your need to be approved of by the world. And all of you who are on the 22 know that you spend a lot of your life early in the lifetime trying to fit into the conventional model of career and spirituality and not being able to because you have a different perspective and you're here to share that. And then we go to the 33. If you're on the 33 Master Soul journey, you came in to live Christ consciousness on earth. And that is not easy. It means you're very aware of the pain of the world. You've carried it with you in this life, and yet you want to bring the world together for healing. And you will lose your way because you're so sensitive and aware, maybe drugs, addictions. But when you find your center, you are doing sacred work in the world. Many musicians, many artists who do the highest level of work are on that 33. But it is a deeply sensitive number, a deeply sensitive path. Many children who cross early are on that 33 and they just can't stay here long. It's just, it doesn't, they didn't come to stay here long. The other thing I want to say is I didn't talk about the 11, the 22, and the 33 personal year, but when you hit those, and we do hit those, the 11 personal year, you'll feel so sensitive that you're going to have to really do your spiritual work to channel in your wisdom. When you hit a 22 personal year, you're going to be drawn to get that new business going or that new book written or do work that makes a difference in the world. When you hit a 33 personal year, you are brought to compassion, brought to your knees with compassion. It is a spiritual, heartbreaking, heart opening year of ascending to your higher consciousness. And I think we've covered them all. So I'm going to take one more person's path information with a specific question to go with it. And then we're going on a meditation journey to the divine to kind of wrap up everything we've talked about today. So who is my
Could I
person?
could I ask before you grab your
Yes.
person?